that the most dominant you've seen Tanaka all season long?
Yeah, maybe. I think he had 15 strikeouts today in the seventh inning. Everything was crisp. His fastball had more life to it. His split was as good as I've seen it this year, and his slider was pretty good as well.
For a guy that's potentially heading into, you're heading into the postseason, you don't know in what capacity yet, but to have that type of outing before a potential postseason start, how much confidence can you give?
It gives you a lot of confidence in him. It just shows you that his ability. He had a pretty good second half for us, so we're going to need that to continue as we move forward.
Byrd has been productive offensively, but do you feel like his defense is even better this time around?
I think it was pretty good the last time he was here, but I think that he's probably more used to our ballpark. So it probably is, it is playing better. He made some really good plays today, and he's swung the bat extremely well. His defense has been really good, and he's been really, really productive. I mean, the RBIs that he has since he's come back has really helped our offense.
Brendan.
Is it of utmost importance to you to get Betances into one more game to shape whatever he's got? Yeah,
I think so. I'm really going to try to get him into one more game as we move forward here, so he feels really good about going into the playoffs.
Eric.
Joe, what did you see from him in that inning?
He gave up a hit, and he just, looked like the curveball was close. It was just off the plate, I believe. He got behind. And when he's been successful here recently, he's been ahead in the count, so he was behind today.
In years past, when he was one of the top relievers in the sport, you would leave him out there to try to get out of a situation like that. Where are you at exactly with him now in terms of comfort level?
Yeah, I still feel good about Dellin. I do. Chappie hadn't had a save opportunity in a while, and we thought it was important to give him one. He's come into some games where it's been 5-1 because he hasn't pitched much, and we thought it was important for him to get a save opportunity, and that's one of the reasons I made a change.
Kevin, to your left, Joe.
Yeah, along those lines with the trust factor with Dellin, when you get to a postseason too, does it kind of give you a clean slate in a way, how you feel about him?
Yeah, for us to be successful, he's going to have to be successful. Everyone's going to have to help out. Everyone's going to have to do their part, so he's really important to us.
In the middle.
Joe, what did you think was most effective about Tanaka's pitches?
I think the difference between his fastball and his split. Fastball was 92 to 93 all day. The split had much better depth to it today, and that was the big difference.
Joe, when Judge grounded out in the third inning, looked like he was walking a little gingerly to the dugout. Was there any?
Yeah, we had some concern. He's fine. He is fine. We were concerned as well, but it ended up being nothing. So,
do you plan to give him a day off the next two?
Well, I will if we're eliminated. It's really hard. We're trying to prepare, and we don't know exactly what we're preparing for, and we came into this week, 5 games back with 7 to go, and we're still alive to win the division, so it's kind of hard. We'll see.
You said it was nothing, but did he complain did he say something?
He just said he kind of hit the bag, I think, kind of funny or something.
And with Warren, you said you wanted to get him in a game.
Yeah, it just didn't present itself, so we might use him 2 innings tomorrow.
Ron.
At this point, do you want Severino to have the mindset he's getting ready for Tuesday, or keep in the back of the mind Monday as a possibility?
Well, we'll prepare him for that. Obviously, we'll prepare him for that. So he'll be prepared for either day.
Billy.
Tanaka's had a handful of pretty dominant performances, not 15 strikeout performances, but it hasn't necessarily translated into a string of successes after that. Is there anything about today that you thought might be a harbinger for what he might be able to do in the playoffs?
I think he had a pretty good string during the second half of the season. I'm not so sure I necessarily agree with that. Maybe some of his best performance, he doesn't have another shutout after, but I thought he was pretty consistent for the most part. In the first half, he was not.
I was thinking of the game at Fenway Park,
right,
and then the one against
Tampa. The one at Fenway Park was in the first half, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So, I think he's been much more consistent in the second half. He's had a couple bad starts, but for the most part, they've been pretty good.
Brian and Ron.
Joe, you had
Sonny go yesterday. You had Tanaka go today. Do you allow yourself to start thinking who you would want in a game one? Should you get there?
No, we haven't talked about that yet. Obviously, your thought is if you're playing in the division series that they're both going to pitch, so maybe who goes 1 or 2 or how you do it is probably it's not really going to matter. So that's something down the road. Let's hope we really have to talk about that.
Brian, can you hand it to Ron? Thank you.
Pitching on 6 days rest today, there was a lot of life. Have you noticed the extra rest, that it helps him more than maybe some other?
The last time he pitched on 7 days, and there wasn't the extra life. So I'm trying to put it together. There was a period where he struggled during day games, and I was asked about pitching him during day games. I just haven't been able to put it all together yet.